The night was merciless. The rain fell hard against the broken pavements of the city, and a small boy, no older than 10, sat shivering beneath a flickering streetlight. His name was Kweku. His clothes were torn, his bare feet covered in mud, and his eyes carried the weight of betrayal no child should ever know. His mother had left him here, whispering words he could never forget. "Forgive me, my son. The world will be kinder to you than I ever could." Then she vanished into the darkness, leaving him with nothing but hunger and tears. Passers-by walked around him as if he were invisible. The city was too busy, too heartless, to care for an abandoned boy. But in that moment of despair, something ignited in Kweku's heart, a flame of silent rage, a vow that he would never be forgotten again. He clenched his fists and whispered to himself, "One day, they will know my name." Life on the street was cruel. Days bled into nights filled with hunger, cold, and danger. Kweku learned quickly, stealing scraps of bread, dodging gangs, and sleeping in corners where shadows could hide him. Yet he also discovered something else. His mind was sharp, sharper than the blades the street boys carried. He watched people. He studied the way merchants bargained, the way money changed hands, the way lies were dressed as smiles. Soon, he wasn't just surviving. He was learning the art of the city. At 14, he started shining shoes outside a bank. While others only bent low for coins, Kweku listened. He memorized conversations, numbers, and patterns. The rich men never noticed the boy at their feet, but he noticed everything about them. One day, a banker dropped a sheet of paper filled with figures. Kweku studied it and, by instinct, corrected an error before handing it back. The banker looked at him, astonished. For the first time, someone saw him not as a street boy, but as something more. Opportunity came disguised as kindness. An old businessman named Mr. Adeyemi, wealthy, wise, and stern, took notice of Kweku's cleverness. Instead of shooing him away, Adeyemi tested him with puzzles, riddles, and calculations. Kweku passed them all, and the old man's cold face cracked into a rare smile. "Boy," Adeyemi said, "you are wasted on the street. Come with me." That moment changed everything. Kweku was given books, a bed, and food. But more than that, he was given knowledge. He devoured every page like a starving wolf: finance, business, strategy, technology. Adeyemi became both mentor and father figure, teaching him not only wealth, but wisdom. Yet Kweku never forgot the street. He never forgot the rain that soaked his bones or the faces that ignored him. Deep inside, the vow still burned. One day, I will return, not as a beggar, but as a man they cannot ignore. Years passed. The street boy became a man of vision. With Adeyemi's guidance, he built his first small company, then another and another. He turned risks into opportunities, failures into lessons, and competitors into stepping stones. By 35, Kweku was no longer the forgotten child of the street. He was now known as Kweku Adeyemi, a billionaire whose company stretched across continents. He dressed in tailored suits, rode in cars that once splashed him with mud, and spoke in boardrooms where his voice commanded silence. But power had not softened him. Instead, it sharpened his resolve. He created scholarships for abandoned children, funded shelters for the homeless, and built schools in neighborhoods no one cared about. He wanted to make sure no child lived the pain he endured. Still, the past whispered to him every night, "You must return to the place they left you." One evening, in the same city where he had been abandoned, a convoy of sleek black cars pulled up. Crowds gathered, whispering. Out stepped Kweku, tall, confident, dressed in a deep navy suit that seemed to glow under the streetlights. He walked slowly to the very spot where the boy once shivered in the rain. The streetlights still flickered. The memories hit him like thunder, but he stood tall. People recognized him, gasping, "Is that him? The billionaire?" The mayor came, the press came. Even those who had once ignored him came to see. Kweku raised his hand, his voice steady and powerful. "I was abandoned here as a boy. This street spat me out, but today I return, not in anger, but in purpose. No child will ever suffer what I suffered. This place will rise again." Applause erupted. The city bowed to the boy it once abandoned. And that night, under the same broken streetlight, Kweku knew his vow was fulfilled. He had come back, not as a beggar, not as a victim, but as a billionaire whose name the world could never forget.